Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Today, we're going to be talking about the different types of social media platforms, the pros, the cons, how you can use them in your real estate business, and which ones are going to provide you the best engagement from the general populace. So we're just going to start running through them. The top two are almost always going to be Facebook and Instagram. If you don't know, Facebook owns Instagram. So the platforms actually can talk with each other, and you can use those to cross post. So you can post on one and you can set it up to automatically post to the other. You can link them so that you can have cross pollination between those two social media platforms. Now, the reason why Facebook and Instagram are great choices for real estate agents is Facebook is I would say the best, but also the most used. So there definitely is some value in becoming a niche social media marketer in one of the lesser known social media platforms. But let's just talk about Facebook for a few minutes first, because it's I think it's the place where you'll have the most luck. And I'll tell you why. There are more people on Facebook than anywhere else. There are more people on Facebook than there are bopping around YouTube looking for real estate related videos. So Facebook is just where everyone is. The reason why social media exploded as a marketing technique for real estate agents was because we were the connection point between all of our past clients and everyone we've ever known. Now it's all just right there on Facebook. So it's why, even if you don't have a Facebook page, if you join our firm and talk with me for 5 minutes, I'm going to say you've got to have a Facebook page. I don't particularly want a Facebook page. If you are personal Facebook friends with me, you'll see I rarely post anything on my personal page. I'm not a big social media poster, but I understand the value in a Facebook page. Now, if you've listened to me for any time at all over this pandemic, I'll also tell you, I don't think agent websites are going to be around much longer. I certainly don't believe them to be effective anymore. Now, if you listen to our website video that's on the YouTube channel, it's because I've educated you on the fact that there are two types of websites. One is the $800 to $1,000 a month website. That is because it has companion pieces to it where it is doing SEO optimization. It's doing Google ads. It's doing lead generation. It's your CRM. It's your client relationship manager platform. It does drip market campaigns where you can schedule engagements to go out on a scripted way. So you're not necessarily paying for a website. You're paying for that suite of softwares that you're going to be using to run basically your entire real estate business from. A lot of those also have the ability to post to your social media from that platform. So if you're doing one of those types of all-in-one website software suites, that is still highly useful. That is still something that a lot of agents use. If you've just got the $35 a month or the $20 a month agent website to say who you are, and to basically say, look, it's me. I am a real estate agent. I now have a website address on my business card. You're not getting your money's worth from that. That type of website, you're asking the general population to just type in your website address and go there to get what, find what, engage with you how. So instead, I would say that a Facebook business page is a much better alternative. The purpose of the $20 a month website is really just to legitimize yourself. It's so that people can go, check you out and make sure you're really a real estate agent. Check out your reviews. They want to see that you are the person they want to work with. So a Facebook business page is going to do that infinitely better. You're going to be able to house everything in one place: reviews, testimonials, lots of engagement with people they may know. So now, not only are they seeing a review from somebody they know, they're seeing that somebody they know has been commenting on your posts. So that is now that person saying, I like Jennifer. Jennifer is legit. So a Facebook business page is going to be infinitely more validation to the general population, then a website you don't really work. Okay. So save yourself the money, run a Facebook boosted ad instead with that $20 a month. So Facebook also has direct messaging. Customers, clients, your sphere of influence, they're going to be reaching out to you on that. I had a doozy recently. I did a sponsored ad. So I did a Facebook boosted post for an open house that was happening. And somebody immediately messaged me a direct message on my Facebook business page. And it was not a happy one. It was a, now just keep in mind, the way those Facebook boosted ads work is they're targeted to whoever. And so it just, as they're scrolling up their newsfeed, and if you're scrolling up your Facebook newsfeed, you see sponsored ads. Well, mine was just a sponsored ad, come out to the open house on Sunday. Well, she sent me a private message, a direct message on Facebook telling me that it was intrusive and I should be off of her page. First off, I was not on her page. I was on her newsfeed. But there's no arguing about that. And she demanded to be removed from my list. And I very politely said, I wish I could remove you from the list. I'm so sorry, but this is Facebook boosting my post to your newsfeed. I cannot remove you from Facebook's list. However, if you click the 3 buttons to the right of my sponsored ad, if you see it again, you can elect to never see this ad again. And that was not the end of it. She gave me another wall of how I was invading her privacy. First off, if you think you have privacy on Facebook, you are mistaken. Secondly, I still couldn't fix it. So I just did not reply again. Hopefully the next time I did a boosted post, she didn't get it. But guess what? She engaged with me. So now Facebook probably thinks, ooh, great. That resulted in some business for Ashley. Let's make sure we send this to that lady's newsfeed, right? Because she actually reached out to Ashley because Facebook doesn't know what she wrote. There's a robot back there saying, terrific. Look, that got Ashley a lead. So I think she may have guaranteed herself she will always get my Facebook boosted posts now. Oops. Well, so let's talk for a minute about these direct messages. You need to be checking your Facebook business page messages lots of times a day, okay? Especially after you've made a post or a boosted post. Most of the time, I'm just going to see something like 24 comments that I haven't looked at. Well, I need to go look at those too. I need to be reacting to those comments. Okay. I don't have to go back to my Facebook business page and look at the post. I just have to go to my dashboard for my Facebook business page. It's going to tell me with my notifications that I have 24 comments and 3 direct messages I need to attend to. And I'm going to jump on those because I'm working to create engagement and warm those people up and get them to like my Facebook business page. You also can set up an auto email or an auto direct message that goes out if they visit your Facebook business page. It can say, hey, I'm not on Facebook at the moment, but I would love it if you would like my Facebook business page so that we can stay connected. That's all it needs to say. It's going to be an auto one. It's going to be a little chat window that pops up when they visit my Facebook business page. It may also have a series of pre-typed questions that they may ask, like, can you tell me more about this house? I'm not interested in real estate. Whatever it is I want to put in there to give them some responses, some auto responses that they can choose. So take a few hours, thoroughly figure out all the bells and whistles on your Facebook business page, because a lot of it can be automated and a lot of it can have automated engagement, which is very helpful. If it's 2 a.m. and they're clicking on your Facebook business page, I'm not going to be on my phone ready to engage with them, but at least they're going to have some sort of auto contact from me. And at 8 the next morning, when I check it, I can go right back in and say, I'm not a night owl, but I sure see you were. Thanks for stopping by my business page last night. Can I ask you to give me a like, or would you care to follow my page? And then you may say something like, every Tuesday, I showcase a restaurant here in town. Anything you want to say that you think might convince them to like your page. Now, Facebook has all of that for free. I'm not paid for any of those services. I'm selling all of my personal information to them. That's the cost, and all of my privacy. But I'm getting this very, very powerful tool to use for my business at no cost. Now, I can boost any post I want to boost. I can boost just a post about myself. I can boost a post that's a review someone left for me. So you may be choosing to do, but use strategy. You may be choosing to do a boosted post every week, and that shows up as a sponsored ad on local folks' news feeds. But it should be a mix of things. Maybe you do a review the first week of the month. Maybe you do a piece about yourself, just a fun fact about Ashley on the second week of the month. Maybe you do, whatever it is you want to do, but have a strategy. Have a strategy, schedule it, and stick with the strategy, because consistency is what's going to pay off. And perhaps you choose to do a featured house every Friday. Doesn't have to be your listing. So long as you have the listing agent's permission to advertise their listing, and I want that in writing. So you send them a follow-up email when they tell you yes, and you say, hey, just to confirm, thank you for giving me permission to advertise your listing at 123 Sesame Street on my Facebook page. Would you just reply back and say yes? And when they reply back and say yes, you can now advertise that property. So you could do you could make a Canva post about a featured property every Friday and post that to your Facebook business page, share it to your personal page, boost it for $10. Why not have a $10 a week budget for boosting Facebook posts, and then get regimented about what you're going to do and how you're going to do it? Keep in mind, if that house goes under contract, you have to terminate that that boosted post. You cannot be advertising properties that are under contract, because then you're advertising them as for sale. I mean, maybe you want to slap a under contract sign on it. This one's sold, but call me for others. You can convert it into another type of advertising, but you can't be advertising a house that is already under contract as being for sale. So if you're going to do a specific property, you've got to watch it. It's no excuse to say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it had gone under contract. And they're going to say, I'm sorry, did you not have MLS? Could you not check that? So you're going to have to be in charge of your own advertising and follow the rules and regulations. But go ahead and get a regimented program that you're wanting to do with that. So those are just some of the things you can do with Facebook. Facebook is an extremely powerful marketing tool. I will argue that Facebook is what brought to the table every agent, regardless of their marketing budget, the ability to be engaging and have robust marketing strategies that they're going to be able to use. Before that, a lot of the really top producer agents were having to pay marketing firms those big suite of software bundles that they were having to use and pay a huge monthly fee for. Now everybody can be a real estate agent with a very modest marketing budget and actually have a pretty big footprint. And that's what social media has done for us. Now, let's talk about Instagram. It's owned by Facebook, but Instagram works differently, obviously. Instagram is more about photos. Instagram is more about the look. It's obviously about filters. So keep in mind when someone goes to your profile on Instagram, they're seeing the grid, and the grid is all of your past posts. So you want to make sure that you're stylizing that. If you're going to pick a filter, stick with a filter. Perhaps look at what the grid displays like. And if it's 5 tiles wide, maybe every 5 days, change your filter. Now, when people go and look at you on Instagram, they're seeing a very cool design where the filter changes on each line of your posts and your photos. Just some little things like that, where you just need to learn the platform and how the platform displays, so that you can then make some just simple alterations to how you're going to be posting that can have some cool impact, and why not have a little wow factor when somebody goes, ooh, I didn't know Donna was on Instagram, and they go check out her page and they're like, ooh, Donna's grid looks amazing, right? That just gives them an extra little wow factor, and it shows them that you're paying attention to your product. So Instagram also has direct messaging. So unfortunately, you're going to be looking at that too. And like I said, you're going to have about 10 things you're checking every morning to see where people are engaging with you. If you don't want people engaging with you on Instagram, I would say don't be on Instagram. Okay. If you don't want people engaging with you on TikTok, don't have a business page on TikTok. I would say if you have a business angle to any of your social media platforms, you need to be committing to checking your direct messages. Okay. It is no excuse for me to say, well, I set up my professional account on Zillow and filled out my bio and all that, but I didn't know they were going to be sending me messages on there. That is no one's fault but my fault. If I'm not checking my Zillow direct messages, that's on me. Okay. Same reason why if I don't check my voicemails, that's on me. So if you're going to engage in a business way on a social media platform, commit to putting it on your schedule for having to check it every single day. If you are getting no messages, don't say to yourself, oh, phew, I didn't get any messages. I'm glad I didn't miss anything. Instead, you need to say, why am I not getting messages? I need to be engaging more deeply and paying more attention to this social media platform because the goal is getting direct messages. Direct messages that is what we're looking for. We are looking for engagement on our posts and comments on our posts and people sharing our posts. But we're looking for business. We're looking for someone to send me a message to go, ooh, Ashley, a house just came on the market. Do you think you could send me the MLS sheet? That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Now, Instagram has its own flavor, just like Facebook has its own flavor. A lot of people will joke that Facebook is for old people. Great. Old people have money. Old people buy houses. I'm an old person. I'm on there. Guess what? I own a house. I know lots of people who own houses. So I'm all about Facebook being for the old people. That's fine. Now, if you are truthfully going after a millennial crowd, Facebook may not be the platform for you. And that's if you're being so niche that you're like, I only want first-time home buyer millennials. And if you're being that niche, go for it. You're going to be on TikTok. You're going to be on Snapchat. You're going to be doing Instagram probably. But just at least pay attention to what you're doing. Why are you doing the things you're doing? Why are you posting the way you're posting? Why are you joining the platforms you're joining? If you're joining a social media platform because you're already on it, great. That makes total sense because you already have connected to lots of people on that social media platform. If you are not on a social media platform and you decide to get on it, you're going to have to start liking a whole lot of people and making a lot of friends on there because where is your audience? Unless your whole goal is to go viral on a social media platform, you need to have an audience. And that's why the Facebook business page, why it's so important to always cross-pollinate to your personal page, because I don't have an audience in my Facebook business page. Unless I have people who are liking my Facebook business page and following it, there's no one seeing my posts. So I've got to cross-pollinate that, okay? Now, there is also obviously Twitter and LinkedIn and TikTok and Snapchat and YouTube. All of those have their own style and flavor. YouTube can be a great companion piece to your Facebook or your Instagram. It can be where if you've decided to do a restaurant Tuesday and you're going to showcase a local restaurant every Tuesday, while you're at that restaurant, you can make a 3-minute video. Maybe interview the waitress, the server, maybe interview the owner. Maybe if they're making pizza at the counter, just go take a video of them making the pizza and put that on the YouTube channel. Maybe don't put it on your Facebook page. Maybe put a screenshot or a tiny clip on your Facebook business page, but then have a link to your YouTube channel where they can go watch the video and encourage them to comment, encourage them to like it. This is if you have a lot of time. The most important part about today is that you should only bite off what you can chew, okay? You cannot be on all of these platforms and selling real estate. There's not enough time. So you need to pick the 1 or 2 that are going to work well for you. And maybe every year when you do your strategic planning for this upcoming year, you decide you're going to add one more implement one more thing to your marketing platform. And maybe that's the year you're going to add YouTube. I have 2 YouTube channels. One is strictly for my business use. I'm not generating leads on there. I'm not trying to create engagement. It's a dumping ground for me to be able to put virtual tours and videos and things for my clients to use. So like I had some sight unseen clients who were going to buy a property in Floyd. Well, I can't FaceTime them from Floyd. The cell service is terrible. So I had to take like 9 4-minute videos. And then I had to get back to town and load them all onto this YouTube channel and send them a link to the YouTube channel. And then they were able to watch those 9 videos and have, an idea of what this house was like. So I've got a sort of YouTube channel that is just a spot for me to use to just dump things and send people links. But then you can have a YouTube channel that is actually meant for engagement. And perhaps, there are several agents here in town who their YouTube channels are amazing. The Cones are a real estate team here in town, and they have a, getting to know Roanoke YouTube channel. They talk about greenways and neighborhoods and restaurants and, charity events. And they talk about all sorts of stuff on there. And they're editing those and they're doing intros and outros and they're making it look really nice. It's working for them because they're consistently doing it. It was a great thing for them to do through the pandemic. That was something they could still do and still be sort of out in the community during the pandemic. So certainly feel free to go on YouTube and just search Roanoke Real Estate. See who has got a YouTube channel up. What kind of things are they showcasing? What are they talking about on YouTube? YouTube also has an opportunity through the comments section for you to be engaging with your customers or your clients. I would encourage you, because y'all are my customers and clients, if you watch a YouTube video on our training YouTube channel, leave me a comment. I'm happy to see the comments come up. I'd love for them to not be, buy Ray-Ban sunglasses now, because those are the comments I'm constantly having to erase, and delete. So I would love some real comments that aren't trying to sell me sunglasses. TikTok. If you do not know, TikTok is essentially a short video app where you can make short videos. You can do filters and you can do sound and music, and you can do all sorts of stuff on TikTok. It started off just as like a music video, short little dance kind of platform. People use it for all sorts of stuff. If you go on TikTok, you can look up business TikToks, and they're going to have like, here's how to invest $10,000 today and turn it into $1 million by the time you turn 30. There are all sorts of those types of TikToks. There are all sorts of real estate TikToks. I actually will watch this one TikToker real estate agent in Alabama. She is hilarious, and she lives in a rainbow house and wears rainbow clothes and has a VW Bug that's been vinyl decaled in rainbows. And she is just fun. And she and her husband have these little, dance sessions in the evening, and he's always in his hospital scrubs, and they're adorable. And so she's just living her life and letting her customers and clients get a little bit of her personality through these TikToks, so she's not necessarily trying to get business from TikTok. What she's doing is she's branding herself. She is marketing herself. She is saying, look how fun I look to be. Wouldn't you want to buy a house with me? She is staying top of mind. She has a lot of followers. I'm sure a lot of them are her sphere of influence and customers and clients, and they're able to she's able to continue to stay top of mind for them because she's coming up on their TikTok feed. Snapchat is another one. Snapchat, if you're not aware of Snapchat, it is a temporary photo and video platform. So when you send a photo or a video, it is temporary. You get to watch it twice at a maximum, and then it's gone, and it's gone forever. It's not really gone forever. It's going into the internet, so don't tease yourself that it's gone forever. But for the users, it is gone forever. So you can see it once or twice. I find it a little infuriating because if I don't know it's going to be a video and I think it's just going to be a picture, and I open up the video, but I didn't have my headset on, and then I didn't hear the audio, and I got one more shot at seeing it, you know? So I find Snapchat a little irritating, but that just is me self-identifying as being old and not young and hip. So Snapchat is another one where there are a lot of real estate agents who are using that, because what they're doing is they're going real niche. They're saying, look, I'm going to be on this platform as an early adopter, and I'm going to go crazy on that platform because nobody else is over there. There are no other real estate agents over there. Now, the audience is smaller because those platforms don't have as many members as, say, Facebook or Instagram. But it's all about how impactful are you trying to be? Are you trying to reach a smaller audience, but in a more meaningful way where there's less noise? Certainly being an early adopter allows that. And then I've already touched on YouTube. It can be made and then recycled and used on all of these social media platforms. So you can then take that YouTube video and you can so if you've done a 4-minute video about your favorite pizza place, you can now share that on Instagram, on Facebook. You can take that one video and recycle it in several different ways. Okay. Who has any questions about that before I touch on our Get Business Quick idea? This was just supposed to be a brainstorming session because obviously it's an hour. I can't get that deep into each one of these. I'd love to hear who is having any sort of luck or success on one of these platforms, and I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. Thank you, Jennifer.
I'm on all of them except for the YouTube channel. I do not have a YouTube channel. I'm not on TikTok or Snapchat professionally, but I have used them personally because I have children and I like to spy on my children, and that's good tools to spy on my children. But as Ashley was mentioning, I do follow some pretty crazy business folks on TikTok, and it's actually, I've gotten great information. There is a lady that's on there that does credit repair, and she gives you tips on raising your credit score. And there's a formula that she uses for credit cards. When you're paying credit cards, instead of making one payment, you split it up between 2 payments, and you do it during certain time frames, and it raises your credit score by like 20-30 points. It's just amazing. So from my time on TikTok, it's, I don't post videos because, I don't like to be on camera. This is a struggle for me being here in class, but I've gotten some actually really great information to use for clients from it. So, if you're not comfortable doing the videos, at least kind of peek at it. Now, there's some crazy stuff on there, so do it with an open mind. Just keep pushing the little scrolly button. But, I've gotten valuable information off of it for my clients. So there are a lot of professionals using it, just not me.
That's right. And this takes me to my Get Business Quick idea, which is you need to be following some mega agents on social media. You need to be searching some out and liking them. If you're not a member of Lab Coat Agents, that certainly is an easy place to go in and then follow some of the top contributors that are on that Facebook group and follow them. They are leading mega teams. They're leading, big firms. But what you're getting from them is you're just going to start to see they've put a ton of research into why they advertise the way they advertise. Okay. And you can kind of grab onto their coattail with that and see, oh, they're using a certain filter every single time they post. They're structuring their ads almost identical every single time. Their headshot looks a certain way. Their advertising looks a certain way. Go ahead and learn from them. Go ahead and watch what they're doing and what they're not doing. And, go ahead and follow them. And they're at a level where they're happy to share some of their things, some of the things they've learned over the years. And so you really can pick up a lot of tips and tricks and advice and do's and don'ts from just following them, especially, some of these female real estate agents on Instagram Oh, Lawsy, their pages are beautiful. You know, their grid looks gorgeous. The way they're taking a picture of this doorknob and that faucet, and and they're just setting up a aesthetic on their Instagram page. Then they're using that aesthetic to run sponsored ads to be advertising themselves and trying to create engagement. So just it's worth spending some time. You're scrolling anyway. You might as well be scrolling through some real estate professionals pages.
And this is what I'll say to that. Go outside of our market to do this. It's
Yeah.
fine to follow local folks, but if you're looking for ideas on how to better market yourself, I've gone to Atlanta and researched some agents or searched out agents on Facebook in Atlanta, some of the bigger cities, because we're not going to be, if I do something for a local agent's doing, then it's more than likely going to see the same folks at some point, and they're going to say, oh, well, that's other agent at this firm did that. So just go outside of your market when you're looking for people to get ideas from, as far as following and that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. And the nice thing about all of our social media spying on us is that once you like one, it's going to recommend others that are similar. So then you just start liking those as well, or following those as well. And pretty soon you've got a pretty, if I say I like cupcakes on Instagram one time, I've got 14 bakeries suggested to me to follow their pages. So same thing with real estate. So, and you're just going to be starting to study them and figure out why they do what they do, because I guarantee you these big mega agents have spent a lot of money figuring it out. So let's jump up to and just get rid of those whole beginning starting points that we normally have to go through of trial and error to figure out how to do what we're doing, and model some of your attempts after some things they're doing and see if it works. If you get engagement, keep doing that. All right, I'm going to stop recording. Thank you all for joining.